Well, you see, MasterCLASS started out as me just teaching my business partners and shareholders how to buy and sell companies. And eventually it became something that my clients wanted to do as well. And I sat down and said, well, all right, here's what we need to do. We need to structure this and teach people how do you buy, build and sell companies, because ultimately that's what venture capitalist companies do. The biggest investors in the world are buyers of companies. So they buy them, they fix them, and then they sell them. And obviously when you're buying a company that's not running well, the multiple you buy at, meaning the times of profit, is 1 to 2 times profit. Now if I can teach you how to buy a company for 1 to 2 times profit and then sell it for 4 to 5 times profit, let alone where the market's good and you can sell for 9 and 10 times profit, or if you take it to the stock market and sell it for 19 times profit, you know, those sorts of things are very important, let alone how to fix it in the middle, because how to fix it is how you make the ultimate money. If I buy for 2 times profit and I double the profit and I still only sell for 2 times profit, I've doubled my money. But if I buy for 2 times profit, double the profit and then sell for 4 times profit, that's really what MasterCLASS is all about. It is an overload of information if you have to learn it by trial and error, if you have to learn it by reading every magazine, every book like I did. You know, now literally I've attended a lot of courses too, because I found people that had done a lot of stuff. I found some good mentors and some real good realtors along the way that gave me a lot of good pointers along the way. But a lot of it's just by buying and selling and doing things. I think that what the whole point of MasterCLASS is in 3 days to give you what you actually need. You know, most people spend a lifetime studying bits and pieces and never doing anything. The point with entrepreneurs is that I teach you what you need to know to go and do it, not what you need to know to theorise it or speculate on it, but what to actually know to go and do it. That's why it's created so many millionaires and multi-millionaires. I had a couple of my coaches in the US telling me their clients are ready to do it, and I had a couple of coaches in the UK saying, Brad, our clients need to do MasterCLASS. They're at that point where they need to know how to do the next level. And so, you know, it's 3 very hard days of work for me, and so I love teaching it, but it's hard work. So, you know, when you sit down and look at it and people say, oh, but you make good money out of it. Yeah, we make some dollars out of it, but not much compared to going and buying and fixing a company. It's very different, but it's a passion of mine teaching this stuff. I love teaching it. You know, I was just in Paris and ran into one of the guys I taught this to 10 years ago. He's there with his family on private jets and private yachts because of what he'd learned, you know, and I think that's part of the fun for me is seeing what happens with people over time. But you know, it's about time that I ran this again, and there'll only be a lucky few that actually get to come, but you know, that's part of making those decisions in your life. When you're ready to learn it, you know you're ready to learn it, and you've got to make the commitment. MasterCLASS has been such a mixed and varied audience. We've had everything from teenage kids coming with their parents, which I think is spectacular, because if you can arm your kids with this sort of knowledge, it's phenomenal. We've had husband and wives come because they want to partner up. It's like, I've found in life that when there's a good partnership, when one is really good at making money and one's really good at managing it, you know, and so it's a lot about learning those 2 things. So husbands and wives have come. I've had business partners come together. You know, we've had everything from someone who had to borrow the money to be there, right through to someone who had just sold his company for over 100 million being there. You know, age group wise, the eldest I ever had was a 77-year-old gal, and she loved it. But you know, when you sit there, and she was so inspiring to so many people, she said, well, you know, I'm starting investing in property because I want to make investment. People are like, well, you're 77, how, you know, where's the... She's like, well, I'm not thinking about it for me, I'm thinking about it for my grandkids and my great-grandkids. You know, what the returns are going to be for them and how that's going to happen. I wouldn't suggest there's any requirements. I think different people will learn at different levels. Some brand new people that have never learnt this stuff before, they will get the framework and understand the framework of what they need to do. Those who are at a high level will really understand when I talk about the due diligence factors. They'll get the minute detail that they need to get. You know, it's a simple thing. There's no right time to learn this material other than when you're ready. And if you're watching this video, there's probably a good chance you're ready. Look, if you're sitting on the fence and deciding whether you should or shouldn't attend, I think that there's no real sitting on the fence. You already know you need to attend. You know you want to attend. You know, the question is, are you going to give yourself permission to be this successful? Because a lot of the times people don't attend these things because they have a fear of success. They're like, you know, but what if it does actually work for me? What if I actually do become that successful? You know, I don't guarantee the success, but if you apply the principles, then you're guaranteed the success. I mean, I'm not teaching principles that are rocket science. It's stuff that I had to learn, that everybody had to learn, but you've got to learn it if you want to be successful financially. You can't go and become a financial success without learning the principles that everybody uses to become a financial success. It doesn't matter where or when you learn them, but the longer you put it off, the longer it takes in the back end. You know, people sort of sit and think that if I don't go this year, well, I can go next year. Well, I doubt it, because I probably won't run it next year. But the fact is that, you know, if you're watching this video, you're ready, you need to make the commitment, you need to make the decision, and you need to make it now. Don't put it off. This is something that you need to do for yourself, for your family, and it's something that, I can't put it into words, but the freedom that comes with the financial success and the ability to do what you want to do, where you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, for as long as you want to do it, that's success. And that takes financial success. So it really is about actually going and learning this stuff and then taking the time applying it and getting the results, just like the past students have.